The night is quiet, but the drama, oh darling, it's never been louder. You may have forgotten all about your favorite nighttime soaps, but Miss Kane, she never did. She's been watching all the affairs, the betrayals, and the big hair, and now she's here to tell you everything you missed, or perhaps just forgot. This is Drama After Dark. Slip into something comfortable, and let's catch you up.
Don't just watch the scandal, darling. Subscribe and join the drama every Friday.
All right, loves, I'm Miss Kane. And yes, I did watch these nighttime soaps as a kid. Back then, I didn't fully understand what I was seeing, but oh, I knew it was juicy. Now I'm all grown up and watching with fresh eyes, a sharper tongue, and a whole lot more perspective. And let me tell you, the drama hits different when you actually get the schemes, the shade, and the scandal. That's why I started Drama After Dark, to relive the chaos, call out the mess, and give these iconic shows the commentary they deserve. So go ahead and pour a drink, get comfortable, and let's get into it, shall we? The Ewing clans gathered in the living room for Jock and Miss Ellie's anniversary. Bless their hearts. Jock the dear looks utterly bewildered because the actual date was last week, but Ellie teases him, reminds him why she's still by his side. Sue Ellen, bless her ambitious soul, brings out an antique sculpture, hoping to look like the perfect wife. The problem, JR didn't even know what she gave them. He's standing there clueless. Typical husband move, innit? Then Bobby and Pam step up, with their present, a family photo album filled with childhood pictures of the Ewing kids. Suddenly, Sue Ellen's expensive Italian antique looks like dead weight compared to a scrapbook. Pam takes the win without lifting a finger, the clever thing. Jock grumbles there haven't been babies around Southfork in a long time. Sue Ellen, quick as a whip, seizes the moment and declares she and JR are about to start a family any day now. But Jock shuts it down, saying after 7 years he's given up waiting. Then Bobby and Pam steal the spotlight again. Pam announces the doctor says she's healthy and they can start planning a baby. Jock lights up like oil just hit. But here's the key. Bobby's ready to start immediately, while Pam keeps it cautious with planning. That gap between his urgency and her patience? Oh, darlings, it's gonna matter. Ellie toasts Jock. Jock toasts future Ewings. Glasses clink, and just like that, the baby race is on. Upstairs, Bobby's pressing Pam. Can you believe it? Seems he thought she was just aching for a little one. And now she's putting on the brakes. Pam, bless her heart, she says she does want a baby, just not this minute. Says they're young, still finding their way. And she wants them to wait till the time is right for both of them. Not just because the family's expecting another Ewing heir. Well, Bobby just ain't having it. He's ready now. And if Southfork's the fly in the ointment, they can just pack up and start over. But Pam's digging in her heels. This is where they live, and someday this is where they'll raise their child. But not yet, mind you. She admits she ain't ready. And then she drops the bomb about a job offer from Liz Craig. Bobby's flabbergasted. Why work now, of all times? Pam tries to explain that it's not just a job. She loves being married, but she still needs her own life. She doesn't want to disappear like poor Sue Ellen has under JR's thumb. Bobby tries to make light of it, says he'll put her to work on the ranch, but Pam is not amused. She begs him to understand, and he says he does. But I can tell you, the man doesn't agree. Well, Sue Ellen readies herself, doused in lingerie and perfume, determined that tonight she'll finally win JR back with the promise of a baby. She sashays into his study, but he's cold as ice. She tells him she's been tested, nothing's wrong with her, and maybe he should see a doctor too. But he refuses, and when she pushes harder, he lashes out with that line that cuts deepest. You better stop drinking, Sue Ellen. There's nothing uglier than a woman who can't handle her liquor. Now is there? And she snaps, chasing him through the house and into the driveway in her lingerie, shouting that this will be the last time he walks out on her. JR doesn't stop. He drives off, leaving her unraveling in the night air. Can you believe it? And that's when Ray pulls up. He finds her vulnerable, desperate, insisting she's fine even as she fishes for warmth, for comfort, for escape, the poor dear. She asks if he's got anything to drink, and when he gently presses if there's anything he can do for her, she answers that yes, there is. Oh, this is the moment everything shifts, darling. Rejected by JR, Sue Ellen turns to Ray, and her first affair begins. It's not just rebellion, it's survival, and it's about to define her next chapter. Well now, the next morning, Sue Ellen, there she is by the pool, after a swim no less, coffee in hand, doing her best to look composed, bless her heart. Teresa checks in, but she waves her off. Everything's fine, at least on the surface anyway. Then here comes Ray, riding up on horseback, casual as ever. Morning, Sue Ellen, he says, asking if she's okay, and that's when her mask just drops. Mrs. Ewing, Ray. She repeats it, firmer the second time. It's a pointed correction, a reminder that whatever happened last night is not to be spoken of, not even hinted at, mind you. When he pushes again about what went on, she shuts him down cold. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, but Miss Ellie arrives just in the nick of time to break the tension. She compliments the sculpture Sue Ellen gave, smoothing the moment. Then she opens up about her own rocky start with Jock, admitting things felt shaky until she had JR. Children, she says, make it all seem more permanent. Sue Ellen admits she wants that too, but 7 years of trying has led nowhere. Miss Ellie suggests another path, adoption. Sue Ellen worries that bringing in a baby who isn't a Ewing would upset Jock and JR. Miss Ellen brushes that off. Leave Jock to me, she says. If a child can help your marriage, you do what you have to do. And just like that, Sue Ellen's focus shifts from seducing JR to finding another way. Well, bless her heart, Sue Ellen steps right into that adoption agency, determined to follow Miss Ellie's advice. Barbara Walsh greets her warmly, and for a moment, it all feels rather promising, doesn't it? Sue Ellen introduces herself properly. Mrs. John Ross Ewing Jr., daughter-in-law of the family behind Ewing Oil. And wouldn't you know it, Barbara perks up immediately. That name carries weight, darling. And suddenly the whole process feels like it could move faster. The questions begin. Married 7 years? Yes. Any children? No. What kind of child? A newborn. And that's where everything shifts, doesn't it? Barbara explains that newborns are the hardest to come by these days, with more single mothers keeping their babies and birth control changing the landscape. Supply is limited. The wait could be up to 3 years. She suggests Sue Ellen consider an older child. Sue Ellen's polite mask cracks a bit. A newborn isn't just her preference, it's her strategy, the only way to secure her place at Southfork. She declines the suggestion, insisting it has to be a baby from the very beginning. She thanks Barbara, but the disappointment is written all over her face. As Sue Ellen leaves, Barbara makes a call. On the other end is B.J. Connors. She tells them Mrs. John Ross Ewing Jr. just came into her office. Connors doesn't hesitate. For a Ewing, he says, he's always willing to help. And with that, Sue Ellen's path to the black market baby quietly opens. Lord, out on that ranch, is Bobby working, when Pan just drives up. He starts teasing her, says she looks right nice, but he can't put her to work dressed like that, can he? She cuts right through his charm, though. She's taken the car, heading into town. Shopping? Bobby asks, all casual-like. Not quite. She's meeting Liz Craig. And just like that, the argument from last night is right back on the table. Bobby swears they settled it. Cam reminds him, no, he gave his opinion, but nothing was settled. Now was it? Ray just lingers in the background as Bobby tries again to shut this down. He don't want her working some crummy job for $250 a week. Cam fires right back. How about $350 then? Bobby insists she don't need to work. Pam snaps. Are you telling me what I need? Bobby backpedals, says he's just telling her what he thinks is best. Pam ain't having it though. Best for who, Bobby? What about me? I need to do something. Bobby holds the line. He don't want her to do this. Pam narrows her eyes, tells him sometimes he shows a whole lot of his daddy's cussness. And this is one of those days, innit? The tension is sharp. Bobby wants a traditional wife and instant family. Pam wants independence and identity. And neither one is backing down. Cliff Barnes is walking with his fixer buddy, B.J. Connors, bragging about his Senate run. Connors shakes his head, says Cliff's crazy, when he could be rolling in money as a lawyer. But Cliff insists he ain't no fool. Slowing the Ewings on committee gave him a name, and plenty of folks want him in office just for that. Connors warns him. Campaigns need organization. Cliff makes his move, asks Connors to back his opponent, not him. It's nothing personal, mind you. Cliff just knows the kind of law Connors practices, and he doesn't want that reputation tanking his shot. Connors smirks. Message received, I see. Then Connors spots his next appointment, Sue Ellen Ewing. Cliff nearly chokes. Bless his heart. Why would a Ewing be dealing with Buzz Connors? Connors brushes it off as personal and makes the introduction. The spark is immediate. Oh my. Sue Ellen admits she's heard of Cliff, and while the gossip wasn't flattering, he looks a lot better in person. Cliff volleys back. She's far too pretty to be a Ewing. Connors cuts in, sending Cliff on his way, but the glance between Cliff and Sue Ellen lingers. Inside, Connors shows his hand. A legal private adoption. $15,000 covers the hospital, housing, and his fee. Not baby buying, he insists. Just cutting red tape. Sue Ellen's voice turns steel. If she's paying that much, she's meeting the mother. No mistakes, mind you. Well, would you look at this? Sue Ellen meets the young woman carrying her future child, Rita Briggs. And honey, Rita sizes her up instantly, snappy and unfiltered, I tell you. She offers a root beer, then admits it was the last one. Can you believe it? Then she points out Sue Ellen's wealth and cuts straight to the quick. Why doesn't she have her own baby? Is something wrong with her then? Sue Ellen tries to hold her composure, but Rita doesn't stop. Oh no, if it's her husband, why not dump him? Afraid of losing the money? And then she lights a cigarette, brushing off Sue Ellen's concern about smoking while pregnant. This isn't your baby yet, she warns. Sue Ellen tries a softer approach, says meeting was her idea. She wants to know Rita. She even suggests friendship. Rita laughs it off. She doesn't like Sue Ellen, doesn't like any of this. If she weren't so desperate, she'd be back home with her own kind. Still, Sue Ellen pushes for a connection, offering groceries, even a 6-pack of root beer. Rita demands more, doesn't she? If Sue Ellen wants her baby, she'll get her the kind of apartment she'd live in, the best. Sue Ellen swallows her pride and agrees. She'll make the arrangements immediately. Well, it's a deal born in tension, and for the first time, Sue Ellen steps fully into the shadow world of the black market baby. Oh, the drama.
The drama sparkles best when you're part of it. Subscribe and stay close, like a whispered secret. Leave a comment, tell us what has you gasping, because every scandal deserves an audience.
Well. It's Saturday morning at Southfork, and Jock's parked right on the patio with his coffee, bless his heart. Then Bobby rides up, looking like the golden sun himself, and Jock just beams. Up at dawn on the weekend. Real ranch hand material, isn't he? Bobby plays it cool, says he was chasing a pump problem. But trust me, Jock ain't thinking about irrigation. He pokes, asks if something's wrong with Pam. Bobby waves it off. Nothing he can't handle. Jock backs down, not wanting to dig too deep. Then Miss Ellie sweeps in with Jock's medicine and doesn't waste a second. The drama. She looks Bobby dead in the eye. What's the matter with him and Pam? She's noticed the frost at dinner. Bobby tries the same brush off, says it's just a small thing, and they'll settle it. But Ellie cuts him short. Not today, darling. Pam left early this morning. Now the mask slips. Bobby admits she's chasing a job. Jock bristles. A job? Ewing women don't work. Bobby pushes back. Pam doesn't see herself as a Ewing woman, and she wants more. The tension sharpens. Jock insists a baby would fix everything, but Bobby's finally starting to understand. Maybe Pam needs time. Maybe they rushed it before. Jock shakes his head, baffled. How do you figure kids out? Ellie softens the moment with that knowing smile. You can't, darling. That's what makes them so fascinating. Right then, at Rita's new place, Sue Ellen lugs in the last box. Rita just gives a shrug. Good thing it came with furniture, because her bits and bobs wouldn't even fill the kitchen, darling. Sue Ellen asks if she likes it. Rita says it's all right, though the bedroom feels a bit cramped. Then, wouldn't you know it, Sue Ellen spots a photo. Rita in a bathing suit. She says she looks pretty. Rita snatches it away, defensive, almost. Who said you could go through my things, eh? Just 'cause you spent some money doesn't mean you own me, now does it? Sue Ellen smooths it over. guessing it's from a beauty contest. Rita admits it was Miss Teen Texas. That's when Sue Ellen shares she once competed too. Miss Texas, no less. For a moment, the walls drop. Rita proudly recalls being voted Miss Congeniality, proof that people liked her. Sue Ellen counters with her own crown, though she confesses she never made it to Miss America. Both admit they cried when they lost. It's the first real connection between them, a brief flicker of understanding across class and circumstance. Sue Ellen suggests lunch, but Rita tries to push her away, saying she doesn't need to hang around. Sue Ellen holds firm. She knows she doesn't have to, but she wants to, the dear. All right, so Pam needs Liz cred for breakfast, sneaking away from Southfork before anyone else is even awake. Over coffee, Liz, bless her heart, reminds her of the doubt she had just a few days earlier, mostly about Bobby's resistance. Pam admits they never really settled it, did they? They passed the evening in silence, and nothing more. Liz hesitates, worried about stepping between husband and life. Pam just shakes her head. This isn't Liz's problem. It's hers and Bobby's, plain and simple. She loves him, she does, but they're individuals, and sometimes that means they fight. That's marriage, she insists, and she's confident they'll work it out in time. Satisfied with her resolve, Liz makes it official. Pam has the job, and Liz will call with her start date. Pam smiles, secure in her decision. She doesn't know Bobby has already started to come around, but she's no longer waiting for his blessing. Over breakfast, Pam quietly claims her independence. Right then, Pam is heading out from breakfast with Liz when, lo and behold, who does she spot but Sue Ellen in the store, just hovering over a rack of baby clothes. Pam greets her warmly, bless her heart. Sue Ellen smiles back, quick as a whip with an explanation. A friend of hers is having a baby, and she's picking out shower gifts. Pam comments that the clothes are beautiful, and says Sue Ellen's friend is ever so lucky. Well, that's when Rita walks up. Sue Ellen stiffens a bit, but makes the introduction. This is Rita, her sister-in-law Pam. The exchange is brief, polite, almost too polite, if you ask me. Rita asks ever so casually about the color of the baby's room, and Sue Ellen redirects, suggesting she look for something in green. Pam senses the awkwardness but doesn't push, the dear. She tells Sue Ellen she thinks what she's doing is lovely. Sue Ellen leans on the excuse a little harder, adding that she's involved in a big sisters program, helping someone who doesn't have anybody. Just picking up a couple outfits, she says, as though that explains everything. Pam accepts it with a polite smile and takes her leave. The scene ends with Sue Ellen's cover intact, but shaky, thin enough to crack under the smallest pressure, I tell you. Well, at Southfork, there's Lucy, lounging poolside, turning her attention right on Ray. She starts flirting, suggesting he grab his trunks and join her for a swim. Ray jokes he doesn't need trunks but shrugs her off, says he's got work to do. Lucy presses him, saying ain't nobody around, but the fun. It ends quick when JR appears. He reminds Ray about his chores, then turns to Lucy with a scold. Why doesn't she put some clothes on when the help is around? Lucy fires back that she's just trying to get a tan. What does he want? A turtleneck? JR ignores it and asks if she's seen Sue Ellen. Lucy wonders if they fought. JR smirks, says they don't fight. But Lucy points out Sue Ellen's been acting oddly, gone every day, even getting calls from a man named Buzz. Then Lucy adds another slip, says yesterday, a woman called about a deposit on an apartment rented under the name Sue Ellen Ewing. That gets JR's full attention, it does. He stops her cold, asking again for the man's name. Lucy, casual as ever, gives it up without realizing the wit of her words. Buzz Connors. JR takes it in, his suspicions confirmed. Oh my Lord, the tension just sharpens, doesn't it? She corners Sue Ellen. Why'd you go lying about me in the store? What's the matter? Too embarrassed to admit the truth, darling? Sue Ellen stays composed, insisting her husband doesn't know about the arrangement. Bless her heart. Rita doesn't let go, though. You're buying a baby behind his back. What's he gonna do when you just waltz in with my baby? Sue Ellen fires back that by then it'll be too late, love. Rita presses. Doesn't he even want a baby? Sue Ellen snaps that Rita doesn't know her husband. He's a difficult man, she says. If he knows, he'll stop it. but she's sure he won't find out. Not until it's too late. Cut to JR on the phone. Voice cool but deliberate, isn't it always? He calls Chuck, a detective, apologizing for intruding on a Saturday. Then he lays it out. A man named Buzz Connors, an apartment at 6245 West Street. And one more thing, check on his wife. Find out exactly what Sue Ellen's up to. 2 tracks, heading toward collision. Can you believe it? Over at Southfork, Pam's by the pool when the patio phone rings. 'Cause even the poolside gets its own line, doesn't it? She picks up. Mrs. Ewing. On the other end is Rita, chattering away like they're old friends. Mr. Commerce needs to know which hospital she wants for the delivery. Pam freezes. This ain't her business. She cuts in wrong, Mrs. Ewing, love. Pam heads straight to Sue Ellen, trying to keep her tone soft. She brings up the call, but Sue Ellen ain't having it. She slices Pam down with a jab. Am I now supposed to take advice from a shop girl, darling? Pam studies herself. She tells Sue Ellen it wasn't about charity. The girl on the phone was talking about a baby, probably the same one she saw hanging on her in the store. Sue Ellen flares. Pam can have a baby anytime, but she's been locked out. The agency told her 3 years, and she won't wait that long. Pam tries reason. This ain't a contest. It don't matter who has the first child. Sue Ellen snaps, but Jock and JR don't see it that way. And then she drops the threat. JR doesn't know, and Pam better not breathe a word. Her voice hardens, cutting like glass. She wants that baby. And no one, not Pam, not Jock, not even JR, is gonna stop her. Well, Sue Ellen just storms into Rita's apartment, hollering out like a woman possessed. Desperate she is. But honey, the silence? Thick enough to spread on toast. And who's waiting? None other than JR himself. Doesn't bat an eye when she starts demanding answers. The nerve! Rita's gone, he drawls. On a bus all the way to California. The deal? Stone cold dead. Lord have mercy, the fury just takes over. Sue Ellen races back to Southfork, straight out onto that patio where Miss Ellie, Jock and Pam are all gathered. And she just explodes at Pam, accusing her of running to JR with tails. Pam swears she didn't breathe a word, but Sue Ellen won't have it. She spits venom, starting to call Pam a cheap, and that's when Jock cuts her off sharpish. Not another word of that under his roof. Upstairs, Sue Ellen's packing, ready to just bolt. JR strides in, cold as ice and all commanding. Wants to know what in tarnation is going on. She spits it right back. She's leaving, that's what. He orders her to put that suitcase away, like she's some kind of servant. And that's when she breaks, shouting that she wants a child, that months of neglect have just hollowed her right out, made her feel like absolutely nothing. She begs him to understand. Can you believe it? JR just sneers, dismissive as can be. Oh, come on, Miss Texas. And that's the slap. Sue Ellen's hand flies, sharp across his face, and that's the very moment it shifts. His eyes go darker, his grip turns hard as nails. She thrashes, crying not to be touched, but JR doesn't stop, not one bit. He forces himself on her, ignoring every single protest, while she sobs, repeating over and over, I don't want you. The act leaves her stripped bare, broken beyond repair. The marriage poisoned so bad, it'll never recover. All right, so, on the Southfork Drive, Bobby's got Pam walking with her eyes closed, grinning like a kid. She is. He teases her with the count, 1, 2, 3, and boom, surprise. A brand new car. Pam gasps, lit up like Christmas morning. Bobby's all smiles too, cracking that since she's working now, she won't need to keep stealing his keys. Pam laughs, slides behind the wheel, and the joy between them is just effortless. This is Bobby's way of saying, I get it, I support you. But not everyone's smiling. Sue Ellen lingers off to the side, watching, but she's not really there, is she? Her face is hollow, like she's already somewhere else entirely. Bobby leans in, teasing Pam to drive careful, reminding her his life's in her hands. Pam beams, starts the engine, And off they go, light, carefree, moving forward. The sound of their laughter drifts away with the car. And what's left? Sue Ellen, standing alone on the drive. That's when JR steps out, cool as ever. He watches Bobby and Pam fade down the road, then turns to his wife. His voice is casual, but the edge is there. He's heading into town. Does she need anything? Oh, and you'll probably be working late. Sue Ellen doesn't answer. She doesn't even look at him. The silence between them says more than any words could, don't it? And as the scene closes, the picture is clear. Bobby and Pam are driving into their future, while Sue Ellen and JR are stranded in the wreckage of theirs.
Well, wasn't that deliciously messy? Miss Kane walked you through the drama, and trust me, the secrets are just starting to spill. But don't think it's over, darling. There's always another scandal waiting in the shadows. This has been